This weekend, an estimated 50,000 visitors descended to this street art mecca that is Bristol to watch over 300 artists take over the city in what is pitched as Europe's largest street art festival. Now in its 10th year, Upfest seems to be going as strong as ever, although this year they've taken things in a slightly different direction and teamed up with the TV show The Simpsons. In this episode, I want to once again take a look at the fickle relationship between art and corporate sponsorship. My name's Doug, you're watching Fifth Wall TV. Also, I should point out that the church across the road are having a barbecue today, so that might be why you can hear like faint renditions of the Macarena in the background. This year, the likes of Nomad Clan, Dizzy O'Death and Guy Denning are among the 300 plus artists on the bill. While it's not necessarily across the board, there are hints throughout the work of the festival's two themes. One is the 100-year anniversary of women's suffrage, and the other one is The Simpsons. This makes sense because, Emmeline Pankhurst definitely would have had a soft spot for Ned Flanders. I mean, who doesn't? This year, the organisers managed to surpass the £20,000 crowdfunding campaign that they put to launch the festival. Not only is that a decent bit of coin, it's also a testament to the popularity of the event. In reality though, 20 grand isn't nearly enough to put on a festival of this scale. Sponsorship is a really tricky subject when it comes to the world of street art. Even though most festivals are generally loved and adored by the public, it still seems that there's not enough being done in many cases to support them from councils, art bodies and similar groups. Most festivals rely on the support from local businesses, hotels, countless volunteers all chipping in to do their bit to make it happen. What's strikingly different about this approach though is that in almost every single case I can think of, the sponsor is kind of like a relatively silent partner. I mean, sure, their logo will appear on websites, promotional material, maybe the artist will be kitted out in some clothes to wear while they paint, but it never really goes beyond that. This is the first example I can think of where the sponsor is actually involved and the subject of the artwork.
Feels like I'm wearing
Hey,
nothing at
not
all.
now. I'm sure there's people watching this thinking, hey, look, it's The Simpsons. Who doesn't love The Simpsons? Sure, the lovable characters from a TV show are better than, say, a bank dictating what goes on the wall. Had to get that in there somewhere. But it feels like this might just be veering off in the wrong direction. Don't get me wrong, I grew up on The Simpsons, but this just doesn't really feel overly relevant. I mean, all I've heard about The Simpsons in the last 10 years is this Apu case. This is in no way a dig at any of the artists involved. The festival and coverage is a great platform and you get a chance to play around with some truly iconic characters. What really spun me on this one though is the festival seems to have partnered up with Adblock Bristol, a program that campaigns to remove the corporate advertising from the public domain in Bristol. I mean, let's call a spade here. This is exactly what this is, albeit a slightly creative execution of it. I wholeheartedly would love to see Upfest continue to make its mark in a city with such a progressive mindset. The city that gave us Banksy, who actually once did a Simpsons intro and it was kind of sick. But that's not the point I'm trying to make here. I'm just saying I'm not yet convinced that this is healthy for the culture. I did reach out to the organisers for an interview and we had a Skype session set up, but for some reason or another it fell through. I guess this is just a busy time for you. Consider that an open invitation if you do want to continue this conversation. As I said, this is a tricky subject. Let's continue the conversation. Let me know what you think in the comments. Till next time, my name's Doug. This was Fifth Wall TV. Just really quickly before I go, I would like to point out that I am open to the idea of monetizing this channel. If I could grow it to the point where I was able to make some money off it, then yes, I am open to talking about that, but I would only do it if it sort of looked and felt the right way.